When you're running a business or you're working in business, finding the right talent can be really hard. There are a lot of smart people out there. The really talented ones in big demand, and that's a good thing. It's a good thing for them. It's a good thing for you because it keeps people on their toes. It keeps people growing. It keeps people are just kind of this strange group out there. But you know what? I love millennials. The ones that I work with are determined, they're driven, they're smart, they know how to get things done, and they want to get things done. They want to perform, they want to exceed, they want to excel. And if you know how they work and how they think, they can be some of the best employees that you've ever had. And these are some of the high performing employees you'll find in that group, in the millennial group. So how do you keep them engaged? How do you keep them working hard and sticking around? Because high performing employees will be in big demand, and other people will want to grab their talents and use them. So there are a few things you can do. First, you got to give them a challenge. You got to challenge them. If they're bored, they're going to disengage. They're going to leave. They're going to sit there and do nothing. Boredom is the biggest killer for high performing people. You've got to expose them to new ideas. You've got to expose them to other experts in the field that your business is in, experts in their field, so that they can get more information, so that they can grow their network. High performing people love to grow their networks. And so expose them to other people with other ideas and other experts. You've got to stretch their skills. They don't want to be stuck in the same place. They want to keep pushing the envelope and moving forward. So stretch their skills with challenges. Challenge them to do better. Challenge them to take on a new project. And you do that, here's the second thing. Help them learn and grow. As their employer, their boss, their supervisor, whatever your position is, your responsibility is to help them learn and grow, to be better. You've got to give them goals, not only for themselves, but for the company too. Yes, you're going to give them goals for the company and their job to perform, but give them goals for themselves so that they can become smarter, they can become better, they can become more of an asset to the company. Sometimes we think if we give them more opportunities and we let these high-performing people grow, they're going to leave. Well, you know what? If you continue to give them opportunities to grow and learn, they'll stick around a little bit longer. Because it's easier to grow and learn where they're at than to go find some other place that may not give them quite the same opportunities once they get inside. And as you're helping them grow and learn, you've got to provide them feedback. They want to know, high-performing people want to know how they're doing and how it's going. So make sure you're giving them feedback. Provide them with as many opportunities as you can to succeed, both inside the organization and outside. We are not just our job. High-performing people are not just their job. Now, you might think they are because they are totally focused on their work, but they're not. They have other interests. They have other desires. So make sure that they also have opportunities to succeed on the outside of the organization, to make them a more rounded, informed person, and to make them develop their networks. And then make sure, this is the third thing, make sure you don't micromanage them. None of us like to be micromanaged, especially high-performing people, because they're going to move fast. They have their own ideas of how things need to be done. They are high performing because they are driven to get things done, and they don't need somebody looking over their shoulder. They don't need somebody holding them back and saying, well, let's think about this. And they don't need micromanaging. Trust them to ask you for help when it's needed, advice that they need, and the guidance that they need. Now, you need to set up that expectation. You need to say, I expect you to come to me when you have a question, when you have a problem. I'm not going to hold your hand. I'm not going to look over your shoulder. But when you need some guidance and some help, I expect you to come and ask. Give them the expectation and then let them go. Give them the freedom to accomplish the tasks in their own way. None of us see a job from the same viewpoint, and none of us see the same solutions. So why would you limit their abilities by looking over their shoulder and telling them how to do it the way you think it should be done when they have a different idea? Let them do it in their own way, as long as you have set the goal of the result. The result should be the goal, not the method to get there. And that's where high-performing people excel. If they know where they're going and the goal to get to, they will figure out how to get there with guidance and with asking questions when they need to. You set the goals and you set the deadline, but let them go and let them run, because they will. The fourth thing that you need to do to help keep high-performing staff engaged, you have to keep them inspired. You have to stay engaged with them. I'm not saying look over their shoulder and micromanage them. I'm not saying that. But you have to stay engaged with them. You can't just walk off and just let them go and never come back. You've got to stay engaged. Expose them to other people. Expose them to professionals in their industry, in their career. Expose them to other conferences where they can meet with people of same mind and go learn new information, new ideas, new tactics. High-performing people tend to be sponges. They want to learn the newest, greatest thing and figure out, can I use it to accomplish my goals in my work? And this is important. And this goes for anybody, not just high-performing people, but ask them what they need. If you ask somebody what they need in order to accomplish their job, instead of telling them what they need and telling them what to do, if you ask somebody what they need, they see you as valuing their ideas, valuing their input, and valuing their desire to grow. If they see you there to support them and asking them for what they need and the ideas that they have, promise you, they'll stick around longer and they'll work hard because they see that they are being valued, that somebody cares about what they think. The fifth thing that you need to do to keep high-performing people engaged, get them involved. Get them involved in the plans. Their ideas are important. You know, it may be a very young new staff, but guess what? They come to you with a whole different perspective. Get them involved. They may not be on the inside of the decision-making team, but get them involved so that they know they have skin in the game, that they are able to contribute to the accomplishment of the goals of the organization. They could have better solutions. You'll never know until you ask. So keep them in the loop. Even when you're having high-level discussions and planning within the organization, if they're not in kind of that group, keep them in the loop so they know what's going on, so they're not like the last to find out and I got to do all the work. No, keep them in the loop. Let them know where this is headed and let them know what the goals and the plans are going to be. You've got to value the skills that they have. You've got to value the knowledge that they've accumulated. Even young folks, right out of college, or maybe folks who didn't even go to college, who just want to work. Value their knowledge. Value the insights that they have. Because we all have ideas. We all have insights. and we want to show that off, and we want to be a part of the solution. High-performing staff who have been around a while, these seasoned staff, they need as much or more support and motivation as the new staff do. Sometimes we ignore the staff that's been around a long time because we think, oh, they get it, they know what they're doing, they know how to get the job done. But you know what? They want to be valued just like everybody else. And they probably need more support than the younger ones do because they've been there longer, they got more skin in the game, and they feel like, they feel like they've deserved it, and they have. Don't ignore them. Don't ignore the seasoned, high-performing staff. Don't ignore the young, new staff who are go-getters and want to show what they can do. High-performing staff, they're truly dedicated to their career. And it's our responsibility to help them with that. And it's our responsibility to make sure that they don't stagnate in their career by giving them opportunities to work with you and to determine the best ways to move the organization forward. And so your responsibility is to give them those opportunities, to give them the opportunities to work with you, to figure out the best ways to keep them inspired, to keep them challenged. That's your responsibility. Ask yourself, how can I keep them engaged? How can I challenge them today? How can I inspire them today to do better? To do better today than they did yesterday. And when you do that, you'll see your business blossom and just charge forward in what you accomplish and the achievements that you have. High-performing staff can be challenging, but you know what? They're really cool. They're smart. They're determined. They're driven. They want to perform. They want to excel. They want to succeed. And as their boss, their team leader, their the business owner, whatever you are, it's your responsibility to make sure that they have the opportunities to grow, to learn, to exceed, and to shine. And yes, sadly, someday they will move on. But if you are the kind of boss, leader, manager, whatever you call yourself, and you are seen as someone who supports them and gives them opportunities to grow and try new things, I like to give them new projects. Set the goal of the project and let them go. See what they can do. And I promise you, they'll stick with you longer. Because if they're bored, they're out. And you got to find another one. So as the leader, the boss, the owner, the manager, it's on you. It's on you to keep them engaged and keep them around so that you can achieve the goals that you have for your business. I'm Mark Schinner, and I'm here today growing your success. I hope you have a great day. I'll be back and talk to you tomorrow.